Welcome to this week's Eternal Monday, where Charizard EX from Obsidian Flames goes up against Ultra Necrozma from Cosmic Eclipse. This game comes from round 3 of the December 2023 Eternal Format tournament that took place at Dragon's Lair at Alamo Ranch here in San Antonio, Texas. If you're new here, you might be wondering what the heck even is the Eternal format. In short, it is the unlimited format with a ban list. So this means the format features cards from the original base set all the way through to the most recent tournament legal set. Although it's an unofficial format, it's an incredibly fun format with a lot of rich deck building and gameplay experience to be had. If you're interested in learning more about the Eternal format, you can do so at justinbasil.com/eternal. Up first, we're going to look at Charizard EX. Just like its standard format counterpart, it is using the Charizard EX from Obsidian Flames to accelerate some fire energy to itself and to other Pokemon in play. But unlike its standard format counterpart, it has access to Charmander's Reprisal attack. Reprisal does 20 damage for each damage counter on the Pokemon. And because of the promo Shining Celebi from Sun and Moon promos, it has the Time Recall ability that lets you use attacks from previous evolutions. Our big, bulky Charizard is able to make use of Reprisal when Shining Celebi is in play. We have Baltoy from Great Encounters for card draw, a Zelf to make sure that we can fish out Pokemon from the prize cards as needed. Lapras is our support navigation monster that lets us get whichever supporter card we need from our deck when we play it down from our hand. Ditto Prism Star, of course, is able to evolve up into any stage 1 that we have, so it can become a Charmeleon, it can become a Claydol, and it can become a Choke in the event that it's needed to protect ourselves from Pokemon that would attack our bench, either through damage or through damage counter placement. Aside from that, though, the deck is quite straightforward, especially for an Eternal format deck. It's got your consistency, it's got Faba to deal with any special energies or tools that might be problematic, and generally it's just a fairly simple, straightforward deck. That's Charizard. Let's look at the next one. And here we are now with the next one, Ultra Necrozma from Cosmic Eclipse. This is a pretty well-known quantity right now in the Eternal format. This deck list is an older version of the deck list that I created a while back. It still has the Twins, which is a choice. Spoke with a player actually just yesterday, and they are swapping it out for their teammates. Twins just isn't as good as teammates in this deck, but the deck idea is generally the same. You're shutting off your ability using Garbotoxin, which of course also shuts off your opponent's abilities. Cessation Crystal is a tool that can be attached to your active Ultra Necrozma to shut off their Poke Powers and Poke Bodies as well. And then conveniently, you happen to have Trashalanche Garbodor to do a crap ton of damage if you evolve it from a Trebush with its Trashalanche attack that does 20 damage for each item card in your opponent's discard pile. You're attaching Double Dragon Energy to Ultra Necrozma to use its Luster of Downfall. Luster of Downfall, of course, does 170 damage and discards an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Very straightforward deck, very well known, very strong, but not an impossible boogeyman as some make it out to be. Anyway, that's Ultra Necrozma. Now we've seen the deck, let's look at the game. All right, we get the coin flip. Players getting set up here. All right, Ultra Necrozma versus Ditto. Looks like the Ultra Necrozma player is going first here. That is good for Ultra Necrozma. That lets them get a couple of Trebush ready to be evolved on turn 2 so they can start attacking right away. All right, Trainer's Mail finds an Adventurer's Bag. So we're going to see a Nest Ball and an Adventurer's Bag at the same time, getting a Trebush, a Life Dew, and a Float Stone. Seems like a pretty good combination of cards. Life Dew going on that active Ultra Necrozma, Float Stone going on the Trebush, and that looked like a Cessation Crystal going on the bench Ultra Necrozma. On the other side, we see a double battle VIP pass rather. 3 Charmanders and a Baltoy. Pretty decent start there, but that's all they got. They're passing. Their opponent's now using Sycamore to draw 7 more cards, getting that Double Dragon Energy, getting that Garbodor, and immediately discarding a Cessation Crystal with the Mysterious Treasure to grab another Trebush to get it set up as a new Garbodor. We're going to see a knockout on that Ditto Prism Star. Ditto Prism Star should be in the lost zone there. Should not be in the discard pile. But all the same, it is gone. You see an evolution up into the Claydol and a Faba found off, I believe, off that Lapras. I'm going to see a lost zoning of that Float Stone off of that Garbodor. Garbodor's Trashalanche no longer active at present. Allowing the Charizard rather to power up itself and the Charmander on the bench. Claydol taking effect, and we are seeing an Escape Rope here. Escape Rope bringing up the benched Ultra Necrozma. And we're going to see a knockout on the bench Ultra Necrozma. Ultra Necrozma going back into the active spot. Seeing a mysterious treasure, discarding a Guzma. Probably finding the Trashalanche Garbodor. Interesting choice. Not going for another Garbotoxin, but we are going to evolve up that Garbodor, touching counter energy to it. And we do see a Versus Seeker come down. Versus Seeker going to find that Professor Sycamore and play it to discard the remaining mysterious treasure in the hand and get 7 fresh cards. Floatstone once again going down on that Garbodor and another Trubbish rather, going into the bench. And we see a discarded energy on that active Charizard EX. And it takes 170 damage, but we are going to see just a manual attachment to that active Charizard so that it can do a little bit of damage there. That Faba discarding a life dew off of the Ultra Necrozma, making it impossible to get it back, and making it possible to get a prize card off of this knockout here. I believe that was a swing. Yep, there's a swing. Ultra Necrozma going to the discard pile. It is knocked out off of Charizard. Another Trainer's Mail digging through the deck there, trying to find something. Found a Versus Seeker. Versus Seeker finding a card, getting Guzma back, but choosing not to play it, choosing Marnie instead. Marnie going to the bottom, or setting everything to the bottom of the deck. You see Artisan come down, getting an Ultra Necrozma. That's good. No energy for it just yet. Choosing instead to go in with the Garbotoxin Garbodor. Do have an energy there. Unfortunately, is going to whiff knockout. Not quite enough item cards in the discard pile to take a KO here on the active Charizard. Going to see some stuff. So Garbotoxin is still in effect, but Claydol is not an ability. That Claydol is still active. I see another Faba. Faba once again lost owning a tool off of Garbodor. Now Trashalanche is once again shut. Now Garbotoxin is once again shut off. And Trashalanche is knocked out by that Charizard in the active spot. Player here trying to find some means of getting Ultra Necrozma ready to attack. Needs both a tool and an Ultra Necrozma. Gonna get the Ultra Necrozma back via Artisan and getting the tool back via Adventure Bag. Gonna do a quick shuffle up and playing Research. So this deck is running Research and Sycamore. Look, I need to make sure the player has fixed that. That is not legal. They are all discard draw 7 cards though. We did get the hit. So there is some prize cards taken, and then the Ultra Necrozma was immediately knocked out in response. All right, so once again, a Cessation Crystal and Ultra Necrozma going back into the deck. Artisan once again getting that Ultra Necrozma out. Twins actually being able to see a little bit of play here, getting a Double Dragon Energy and another card. I think that's a Versus Seeker, but I'm not quite certain. Yeah, that was a Versus Seeker. So Double Dragon Energy going down on the Ultra Necrozma on the bench. Flowstone helping that Garbodor retreat. And we are going to see another attack. 170 damage on the active V-Star. Ooh, or active EX rather. Super Rod coming in clutch, putting energy back into the deck so that they can re-accelerate. They were very low and possibly even out of energy there. But now they're going to be able to get some more stuff. Faba once again lost owning another tool off of Garbodor, making it very difficult to get Garbotoxin active again. The good thing is Luster of Downfall is able to be used. Ultra Necrozma's ability limits them until your opponent has 2 prize cards or fewer remaining. At this point, there's just 1 now on the Charizard side, so it does not need Garbotoxin active in order to attack. But this does give the Charizard player free reign of their abilities. We see a Trainer's Mail digging and finding a Guzma. Once again, playing Twins off of a Versus Seeker. Grabbing an energy and another card. Putting counter energy on that Ultra Necrozma. Taking the knockout on that Charizard. But unfortunately, I think it's going to be a little too late. That Charizard, the other Charizard, the bench one, going to the active spot, full health. Just going to take a KO here, and that is going to be the game. So there we see Ultra Necrozma being defeated by Charizard EX. A Charizard EX player doing an excellent job of just shutting down Ultra Necrozma as quickly as they can with that Faba, lost owning all of Ultra Necrozma's tools, making it very difficult for Ultra Necrozma to keep Garbodor and its Garbotoxin ability active. Still a very fun game to watch. Nice to see Charizard EX come out on top in Eternal format. Nice to see the format's little boogeyman go down. People don't have to be so scared of Necrozma. It can be beaten. Charizard has just shown us how it's done. Anyway, that that is all for today's Eternal Monday. If you enjoyed what you were watching and happen to find yourself in the San Antonio, Texas area on January 13th, you can join us for the next Eternal Format special event. Registration and validation begins at 11 a.m. with round 1 starting about noon. As always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.